Did you know that decluttered homes can be significantly easier to maintain? I was reading the blog The Simplicity Habit that I will link in the description box below. In one of their posts, they cited a statistic that getting rid of clutter eliminates 40% of housework in the average home. That's a big deal. The same post shared another statistic that 54% of Americans are overwhelmed by the amount of clutter they have, but 78% have no idea what to do with it. If this sounds like you, stay tuned. In this video, I'm going to share 25 things that we could consider decluttering from our homes. Perhaps this will spark some ideas and motivation for all of us in terms of items that we may want to simplify, giving us more time to focus on what matters most. Number 1, clothing. Simplifying your wardrobe can make it easier to get ready each day. It can also help your closet and drawers to feel less cluttered. Courtney of Project 333 talks about considering paring down your wardrobe, shoes, and jewelry to just 33 items each season and putting away the rest. I will include a link about Project 333 in the description below. Number 2, shoes. You can donate gently used shoes to a clothing closet or a charitable organization, or locate a shoe recycling center near you. Number 3, clothes hangers. As you simplify your wardrobe, you may find that you have extra clothes hangers on hand. Decluttering extra clothes hangers can free up more space in your closet. Number 4, makeup and personal care products. You may want to declutter any makeup or personal care products that you simply don't use or need. This can include makeup as well as hair care and skin care products. Number 5, jewelry. Jewelry can be sentimental, especially if it was passed on to you or inherited from a family member. You may want to consider curating a selection of pieces that you value or use most. Number 6, paperwork. Most of us receive mail about 6 days of the week, and it can accumulate quickly. Having a designated space for papers and setting aside time each week to declutter and deal with paperwork that requires action may be helpful. Number 7, toys. Although it may surprise you, if the number of toys in your home is stressful for you, it may very well be stressful for your child too. Aiming to create a peaceful, decluttered, child-friendly home and space that your children thrive in is a worthwhile goal. With regard to toys, you may want to start by decluttering toys that your children no longer use or don't want. Number 8, food containers. Paring down the number of food containers that we have in our homes can help our cabinet and storage spaces to feel more open and easy to access. Also, making an effort to thoroughly dry our containers and then store them with the lids on can make them easier to see and use. This tip is from Dana from A Slob Comes Clean. I will include a link to her blog in the description below. Number 9, water bottles. Water bottles are often collected at special events, from companies, schools, etc. However, we may want to ask ourselves how many water bottles we really need and use regularly, and then remove the others from our collection. This will make it easier to store them and access them when needed. Number 10, kitchen electronics. You may find that your kitchen has various electronics that you simply do not use or need. If so, you may want to consider donating these, selling them, or simply storing them elsewhere for a time to see if you need them over a period of months to a year. Number 11, books. Books can often provide helpful and important information. However, we may want to consider evaluating if there are books that we don't want or need. If so, perhaps we can donate or sell them. Number 12, magazines. Decluttering magazines and newspapers may afford us a little or a lot of valued extra space in our homes. Number 13, canned and boxed foods. Checking our pantries for canned and boxed foods that we simply aren't using or that are expired may free up more space to easily access the foods that we do use on a day-to-day basis. You could consider donating non-perishable items that are not expired to your local food pantry. Number 14, spices. Many of us would love to have our spices well organized. However, decluttering our spices could be the first step in organizing our spice rack. Once the spices are decluttered, it can make it easier to see what we have and organize it in a way that is most useful and helpful. Number 15, plates. The Minimal Mom says that if you have dishes that end up stacked up by your sink, it may be a sign that you have too many. She says that in her home, they keep just one place setting per person. Evaluating how many plates, cups, and glasses we have on hand and how many we want to keep accessible in our cupboards could be a way of simplifying the amount of inventory we have to manage day to day in our kitchens. If you prefer to keep all of your current dishes, you may want to consider running your dishwasher each night and unloading it each morning to avoid clutter from accumulating. Number 16, cookware. If you have lots of cookware in your home, you may want to consider decluttering these items and donating or selling any cookware that you don't need or don't use. This can once again make it easier to access and use the cookware that you do use the most, and it can free up a considerable amount of space in your kitchen. Number 17, arts and crafts supplies. If you or your family members enjoy working on arts and crafts projects, you may find that you have collected lots of supplies over the course of weeks, months, and years. You may want to consider decluttering these items, making it easier to find the items that you use most when you are looking for them, and freeing up more space in your home. Number 18, household cleaners. Keeping just 2 to 3 multi-purpose cleaners, or better yet, natural, non-toxic cleaners, can free up space in our homes and make our cleaning routines more simple. Number 19, reusable bags. Reusable bags can be so helpful, however, it can be easy to collect these from fairs, events, stores, etc., and before we know it, we may have gathered quite a few bags. Keeping only a select number of bags and storing them in a designated space can definitely help the space to feel less cluttered. Number 20, linens. We may want to consider decluttering linens and keeping just 1 to 2 bed sheets for each bed in the home. If we have extra linens that we simply do not want to part with at this time, we may want to store them in an airtight container in an attic, basement, or even under a bed. Number 21, electronics and appliances. Old phones, computers, music gear, televisions, or old appliances like washing machines, dishwashers, etc. in our homes are also items we may want to consider decluttering. When applicable, be sure to safely remove your personal information from any previously used devices. Number 22, home decor. Home decor can be beautiful and help a space to feel warmer. However, if we have a lot of home decor in one space, it may cause this area to feel cluttered. Additionally, if we have home decor items that we've stored away in closets or a basement, we may want to consider keeping only what we love and use most and decluttering the rest. Number 23, furniture. We could consider decluttering our furniture. If you have a lot of furniture or large furniture items in a small space and you want the room to feel more open, you may want to consider moving your furniture to another part of the home, or you may want to consider selling it or donating it, keeping only what you love and use most. Number 24, games and puzzles. If you have a lot of games or puzzles that you're no longer using, you could consider decluttering these items. Number 25, merchandise to be returned. If you've made online or in-store purchases of items that you are not using, you can opt to return them, or you can consider donating or selling these items if they are no longer able to be returned. Be encouraged to know that this entire list is not meant to be tackled in a day or a week or even a month. Taking steps towards decluttering for even just 5 to 10 minutes a day can make a big difference over the course of time. And you may decide that there are some items on this list that you do not want to declutter or are not ready to declutter right now. I know that this is the case for me. Also, please note that the ideas shared in this video are not a comprehensive list of everything that you can declutter in your home. Instead, I hope that they will provide inspiration for starting points of areas in our home where we can consider decluttering or simplifying our spaces, making room for what matters most. If you are looking for more tips on how to declutter and simplify your space, I invite you to check out our free ebook, 27 Tips for a Decluttered and Tidy Home. I will be sure to link it in the description below. I also encourage you to visit the Minimal Moms channel. I will link it in the description as well. Before I say goodbye, I'd like to leave you with a scripture. It is from the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verses 19 through 21, and it says, "Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven where neither moth nor rust destroys and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." If you haven't already done so, I invite you to subscribe to this channel and stay tuned for future videos on faith, home, and simple living. Thank you so much for watching.